Man, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tyrone Hunter back in the building with another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. If you're checking in for the first time, make sure you hit the like button on the way in the door, hit the subscribe button on the way out the door. If you've been rocking with the channel, I appreciate you. Shout out to you. And continue to stay tuned, as I drop this content and this information. Yeah, so this one is a little bit different, right? This one is a little bit different, and this one is more as a statement. And the statement is, don't believe the hype. That's what we're going to be talking about this evening. So, if you want to know what that's about, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And stay to the end of the video because you already know it gets spicy. So today what we're going to be talking about is, I'm not going to say it's one of my favorite slogans, but it's a slogan that I adopted in time, over time. And that slogan goes, don't believe the hype. And that slogan, you could pretty much use that slogan in so many different situations and circumstances. Don't believe the hype. What does don't believe the hype mean? It means believing none of what you hear and not even half of what you see. Is that even possible? To believe none of what you hear and believe less than half of what you see, because the eyes are deceiving, and just because you hear something, it don't mean it's real. A lot of things that as I was younger, I used to cherish, I used to think meant something, individuals I used to think was really, really about, about that life. Nowadays, I got a different perspective, right? What I started to realize is that you got to be careful what you allow people to put into your ear, meaning be careful of even the kind of people you let in your circle, Be careful about the kind of conversations you have. When you conversing with certain people, it's better than to talk. Because people will tell you a lot of what they about so long as you let them talk. You'll find out if a person's smart. You'll find out if a person is stupid. You'll find out if a person got something on their mind, or you'll find out if a person's mind is full of air. And some people, they could talk a really, really, really good game. So you got to be careful of that, because some people, they got the gift of gab, They could talk and they could lead you to believe a lot of things, and some things that may not even be true. Just because you allowed yourself to experience an orgasm, You got excited off of what you heard with your ears. And then sometimes you see things with your eyes and you be like, ooh, wow, oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's really looking like something. But then in time, it's like it don't look the same no more, or that picture that you had, what it was representing at one time, now you got difference of opinions, you got different thoughts, So that's why I said, like, don't believe the hype, And I mean, even in matters where it pertains to, because, we in the social media realm, And, you know, we kind of looking at celebrities' lifestyles, and we looking at, you know, on the outside, it seemed like they're doing so good. You know, they got all this money. You see the cars, you see the jewelry, you see the bags, you see the trips, you see the vacations, you see all of these things that give off an impression that people are living it up. Do you know if that stuff is rented or it belongs to them? Do you know if they spending their last to dress good, to impress you, to have you think that they doing better than what they really is? Have that ever occurred to you? See, that's what you call don't believe the hype. Like, don't get caught up into, you know, the pictures. Because a lot of people look like they doing good, and they not. Just like a lot of people that look like they not doing good, they are. That's why you believe less than half of what you see with your eyes. I mean, you could, you know, get a visual and be like, okay, that look like, you know, whatever. But keep it moving because it really don't concern you. Like what you see in other people doing, what you hearing other people doing, what you observing everybody else in the world doing, what did that got to do with you? What's your motion? What you got going on? What is you into? What are you making happen? What areas are you progressing in? That's what should be your focus. The focus should be more so you seeking to build you into the best possible you that you can be. And your only competition should be you, meaning you trying to be better than you was yesterday. You trying to make more money than you made yesterday. You trying to have more money today than you had yesterday. You trying to experience more things today than you experienced yesterday. That should be the focus. That should be the motivation because ultimately that's what creates true happiness. And again, you know, way back when, it was a lot of things like coming up, you know, I used to think and I used to feel was so important. Like one of them was a major impressing people. You know, I used to think that was like the most important thing in the world to have people think or feel or see that, yeah, you know, I'm that guy, you know, I'm official, I'm a whatever. I used to be caught in the hype. I used to be caught in the cameras. I used to be moving like, you know, I wanted everybody that came across me to have a story to tell. But then as you get older, you realize that a lot of times you feed into those images, right? If people think you're doing, you know, certain things or you into certain things, then pretty much they want to see a visual presentation. So now what you're doing is you living to show people like, yeah, this is, you know, this is how I'm living. This is how I am. When at the end of the day, if you are or you not, do it really matter? Like, does it matter that much for you to try to impress people? Because people really don't care anyway. I mean, they'll see you for a few minutes and then probably in the next half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or, you know, a few hours later, they got other things that's occupying their mind. If your name is brought up or you're brought up, you know, people will talk about it. And the reason why I think this is important is because, you know, I'm looking at like a lot of these rappers, entertainers, and celebrities. And I'm realizing that all of them got the same thing in common. All of them want to have all of this big, gaudy, flashy jewelry. They want to be showing off all of these name brand and designer clothes they wearing. They want to show you these expensive cars. Some of them show you their houses, not all of them. But you look in the rap videos, you know, the music videos, you see everybody's the same. It's the fashion, it's the clothes, it's the money. That's self-esteem issues. Like, people really out here spending all of this money to look good for the cameras. And a lot of them be broken inside. A lot of them, their relationships be miserable. A lot of them is not happy at all. So for those out here that you trying to be like those people, you trying to imitate them, you know, you want their lifestyle, you want to be like them so bad. But what is it you trying to be like? You don't even know these people. You only see what it is that they have, what it is that they're projecting. But what kind of people are they really? You don't know. And then when you get to know some of these people, you like, this kind of people is not my cup of tea. You know, so find you some goals, find you some purpose, find you the thing that motivates you and the thing that moves you. You know, like, don't get caught up in the hype. Because, you know, as I said, when I was younger, you know, I wanted to be like those that I saw. I wanted to be, you know, dress fly and you know, wearing his jewelry and having his reputation, and all of that was hype. Because 90% of the individuals that I looked up to and I used to idolize way back when, they either dead or in jail. A lot of people that I came across over the years that was these quote unquote real niggas, these quote unquote stand up niggas, these quote unquote money getters, a lot of them ain't even mentioned now. A lot of them you don't even see. A lot of dudes that was hustling back in the days getting drug money and had reputations back then, now that the drug scene ain't what it used to be, a lot of these dudes out here is broke. Because they was only able to get money when the drugs was around. They was only able to be known as killers and real individuals and live wires because that was what was going on at that time, and they kind of had to protect, you know, their assets and their territories, or they was trying to move into other people's territories. But a lot of those individuals, you know, some of which that I came across in my later years, I was doing way better than them. You know, and a lot of people try to live off of that back in the days. Yo, back in the days, I was, yeah, I had and it's like, man, you living off the past, bro. It's like, what you doing now? You know? What you doing now? What you into now? What's your body now? What's your life like now? I even listen to some individuals that I come across nowadays that are in their late 40s, their 50s, 60s, can't even hold a decent conversation. have no knowledge, have no intellect. So it's like the past 40, 50, or 60 years they've been living, their mentality is still the same as they was when they was teenagers. They can't get around certain people that are into business, that are educated, that are articulate. Articulate means you have a good command of the English language, meaning you speak well. That's what articulate is. A lot of individuals, male or female, act more their shoe size than they age. And they think that's cool. They think it's okay. They think, I'm me. I could do whatever it is that I want to do. Not realizing they super ignorant. And these are the same individuals, male and females, that are raising the next generation of kids. So if I can't sit down and have a respectable conversation, a sensible conversation, an adult-like conversation with some people that I come across because of their ignorance, because of their mind and mentality still stuck in the hood and still stuck on that back in the day kind of thing, I wonder what they teaching their children. I wonder what they teaching their nieces and nephews. What are they offering to the next generation? A lot of them don't have nothing to offer. So that's why I say, like, don't get caught in the hype, right? Don't strive or seek to be like nobody else but yourself. Even if you got to take yourself out of the picture, take yourself away from everybody else. Sit down with yourself and like, let me try to figure this out. Let me see, what I want to do with my life. Let me see what I want to become. Let me see what it is that I want to focus on. And then you start putting your time and your effort towards that. And don't even worry about it, because whoever's out there, whoever on the scene right now, you could go away and get your mind right, get your life right, get your focus in order, put your effort toward accomplishing your goals, and you come back some years down the line, those same people is still gonna be there. You're not missing nothing. But just realize that time is not always on your hands, though. Time is not always on your hands. Like, sometimes you just gotta focus on you and stop being caught up into what it is that you see, because some of these people you see doing good today, next week they could be broke. They could be down bad. Some of these dudes you see out there with this big jewelry and getting this big money and stuff like that, this time next year, they could be in jail. They could be dead. And this happens all of the time. So you got to be careful what you idolize, and be careful what you looking up to. Be careful what you trying to be a part of, And before I go, I'm going to leave y'all with this, right? So if we go back to the beginning of time, if we go back to, not the beginning of time. If we go back to the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, right? First, think about where you from. What area you from? What area you live in? Think about all of the well-known money getters that you knew or that you heard about coming up. Then think about all of the money getters, the gangsters, the killers, robbers, drug dealers that you heard about from other places in other states throughout the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, or whatever. Think about the movies you saw. You could think about, the mafia, the Italian crime families, the Jewish crime families, you could put all of them in. Think of your Pablo Escobars, think of your El Chapos, and then ask yourself a question. What do all of them have in common? I'm just pausing because I'm trying to give you a second to think about it. What do all of these well-known drug dealers, killers, ghetto superstars, these street people, kingpins, narcos, think of all of these people and ask yourself, what do they all have in common? A good 95% of them are dead or in jail. It might be close to 99%. But out of all of those people that we heard of, that we heard about, right? How many of them were successful? This is for everybody that's trying to be in the streets, everybody that want to be in that life or part of that life. These are some of the questions you got to ask yourself. Because El Chapo, billionaire, one of the most well-known traffickers, billionaire, he's in a U.S. prison for the rest of his life. Pablo Escobar, I'm talking about one of the most well-known drug dealers, gangsters that you could possibly be. He's dead, and he couldn't take none of that money with him. That's what I mean by don't get caught up in the hype, right? And that's only for that sector. Then if you want to talk about the legitimate sector, think of some of the, legitimate people or some of the people that was doing good, your star athletes, your politicians, your businessmen and women. Think of all of these people, the ones that we knew years ago and some of the ones that we know now. They're human beings just like you. They just put their time, their effort, and their energy into focusing on what it is that they want to do with their life. But don't think just because they can show you some money, or they could show you some cars, or they could show you, some jewelry, that's what success is. Because success don't have nothing to do with that. That's only what they was able to obtain. Are they teaching you, or can they teach you how to get it like they got it? Can they teach you to be a good parent? Can they teach you to be educated? Can they teach you to plan ahead for the future? Can they teach you how to avoid some of the pitfalls in life? Can they teach you how to navigate your way through relationships? Can they teach you what maturity is? Can they give you something of substance? Can they give you something that you could share with somebody else? Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught in the hype. Be caught in your own wave, just like you're a surfer. Get on your surfboard and just go to the beach and just surf. Just ride the wave. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain, when you focusing on your business, your responsibilities, the things that's going to advance you as a person, you don't really got no time to be focusing on what everybody else got going on. And this world is so big. There's so many different people that exist in this world, which means whatever it is that you want to be, whatever it is that you want to become, whatever it is that you want to put your hands in and have a part in, somebody would gladly accept you. You could gladly walk through them doors. Because in this life and in this world, you could be whoever you want to be. You could be smart or you could be dumb. You could be successful or you could be a crash dummy. You could be a has-been or you could be that today's individual. One thing about obtaining material items and money, a lot of people get an opportunity for their hands to touch it, right? Now let me tell you the magic trick. A lot of people don't know how to hold on to it because they don't have no financial education. They know how to make the money, but they don't know what to do with the money. How is it smart? If you come from the hood, if you come from the ghetto, if you come from nothing, and then you accumulate all of this money, why is it smart to buy a $400,000 car that as soon as you drive it off the lot, the value decreases? Help me understand. Because that $400,000 that you spent on that car, you could buy a house. You could take care of a lot of your relatives. You could take care of a lot of people that came up with you, that grew up with you, that was in the mud with you. So if you're not spending that $400,000 because that car is going to make you some money, why are you spending $400,000 on a car? Same thing as why you spending $250,000, $300,000 in jewelry. For what? To show people that, oh, I'm him. Yeah, I'm that deal. Oh yeah, look at my neck. Look at my wrist. Look at my... You spend $300,000 or $250,000 on jewelry just for satisfaction. For people to look at you shining. Go to the wrong place in the wrong area with that jewelry on. Somebody gonna try to take your whole head top off. You might be good in your own hood. You might be good in the places that you usually frequent. Don't get caught out of bounds. So a lot of people be passing away for ignorance. And they just be out here living their life. And they thinking like, this me. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'm going to live life the way I want to live life. And got people out here that's hungry, Jack. And on any given Sunday, you could be a meal ticket. This is why a lot of these dudes out here that be getting money, you know, you see them rest in pieces coming because, again, you know, some people feel they shining too hard. They get caught in the wrong areas or the right areas. You know, they out there trying to be ghetto celebrities instead of trying to get the money and stay low. So I will say, like I said before, don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the hype. And, you know, this is for my night riders, you know, those that's out there. You probably at work, you know, it's a little after midnight. Probably just started your shift, You know, looking for something encouraging, some motivation, you know, or it could be just some people out there that just surfing the net, just looking for something real to feel like, you know, looking for some real information, looking for something real to think about, looking for something real to contemplate, to focus on, because you really tired. You really, really tired of, you know, like this social media life and that lifestyle where everybody just seeming to be doing the same thing, which is a whole bunch of nothing. They showing you how to spend some money, but they ain't showing you how to make no money. And in a couple of years, most of their careers be over. But then again, who am I? Nobody but your Uncle Tyrone. Tyrone in the zone. Tyrone Hunter. You see what I'm saying? See, I can talk like I got sense. And, you know, then I know how to talk to the natives. If you understand what I'm saying. But, yeah, man, so this one is for my Night Riders edition. If you catch it in the daytime or the afternoon or whatever, what have you, man, glad to. If you like the content, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going to start dropping more thought-provoking information, videos, you know, things that's really going to give you something to think about. I'm gearing up to doing a lot of things. Just give it time. I had this book before. This is the latest book in my collection, The Richest Man in Babylon. I don't know if y'all know about it. You know, I'm kind of a nerd on the low. I like to read. But we're going to get into it. You know, we on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We could have been there already, but we pumped the brakes in. You know, we had to kind of reinvent ourselves. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Tyrone Hunter. And, man, you know, it's only one life to live, you know? Live it to the fullest. But don't try to live the life that you see other people living. Or you think this is the kind of life that you should be living. Live whatever life makes sense to you. Be it you broke, be it you rich, be it you party all day, or be it you in a house for the most part. Live the life that makes sense for you. Don't let nobody determine or dictate the life that you should live. And that's when to grow on. I ain't planning to be around this long, but I kind of, you know, got into the spill that's real when I'm just talking to my peoples, and you know I'm talking to my peoples. So again, if you enjoyed it, you appreciated the information, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm gonna try to do this more often, you know, on after a certain hour, you know, just start dropping some information, just, you know, pulling up and having some real conversations. I may go live sometimes, I may not. You never know. You never know. But that's what we got for this evening. You know, that's the spill that's real. Night Rider edition from yours truly, Mr. Tyrone Hunter. What's Really Good Entertainment. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Lock in with us because we going up. You dig?